We are going live right now. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Definitely welcome to the live stream. I see we have several people on both ends that have joined the live, guys. I tell you, every week it is something new. Every week it is something new in the EEL household. Today we are going to be talking about 2020 perfect vision, guys. Perfect vision. I know that it just started. I always have to give about 2 or 3 minutes for you guys to chime in, probably just receiving your emails. However, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am pumped. I'm excited for 2020. Man, completely excited. I literally just ran downstairs and clicked on the button to get this baby posted because I didn't want to be late, y'all. I did not want to be late. I wanted to make sure I was here for you guys. Um, I will say, unfortunately, my uncle died last night. And so that kind of threw my schedule off today. But nonetheless, life goes on, right? Life goes on. So definitely keep my family in prayer, guys. Keep them in prayer. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep them in prayer. Death comes to all of us. It comes to all of us. And for myself, when that happens, when somebody passes away that we were not even expecting them to pass, it should make you really think about your life, right? And I know that I'm always talking about life now and, living in full expectation, never ending opportunity within. And today, when I got that phone call, it really just made me think about life, right? And how fitting this message is. With how fitting this message is, what it's going to be for you guys. I know that I sent out the emails. We are going to be talking about credit. We are going to be talking about goals. We're always talking about goals, but we're going to throw a little bit of credit in there as well as your schedule. Okay. Now, I sent out a ton of emails to those that were already connected to me. If you are not connected to my email listing, you can get connected. You can text the words life now. Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you, Indy. Text life now to the numbers 22828. All right. And get on that mailing list. That way you do not miss any updates that I have. I am trying to email a little more, but I do not email a whole lot because it's just not necessary, right? We already get a ton of email from everybody else. I just want to make sure that you guys are connected when you are supposed to be. Okay. So now that we got all that out the way, thank you for the prayers, Lord. And we're going to jump right in. We're going to jump right in because I have a lot that I want to talk about. The line is definitely open, so you guys can comment as well. Okay, so definitely you want to comment, ask me any questions that you may have. I read it this up on, so we're just gonna leave it off. But jumping right into the first thing, your goals. Everybody, I'm sure you see, hey, Monica, what's going on, lady? I'm sure you guys see all over the place. Everybody's talking about your goals. They're talking about vision boards. They're talking about, what do you want different in 2020? We all go through this at the beginning of the year where it's like, okay, I want to change. I do not want to go through 2020 the same as I went through 2019, 18, 17, 16, and so on. And that is awesome. However, we need to make sure that we are consistent, right? That we are tracking our activity. We're tracking those goals. We're tracking. If we do not have something set up, then there's no way for us to know if we're on track. There's no way for us to keep on track because there's nothing there. We're just thinking about what it is that we want and hoping that it comes true. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys my workbook. All right. And of course, we went over the workbook last week. But I just want to show you as I worked through my workbook this week. And I'm going to just add, God is so good because he'll give me ideas and, I dream about it and I wake up and I drop those things down and then I put it together. It really is not me putting some of these things together, guys. I'm just going to be honest because when I sat down and started to go through this workbook on my own, talk about being exposed, talk about 2020 vision. Now, I cleared and cleaned up tons of items that I had identified through my bank statements, as we talked about last week. And I was able to cut off a lot of those auto pays that I had for items that just really didn't make any sense for me to have because I wasn't using them. But when I sat down and really started to go through the workbook. Now, this little lovely binder I found from Walmart. All right. It was like $2 or $3. Um, it's from Pen and Gear. I could not find it on Amazon still. I tried again today to find it. I couldn't find it, but it's like perfect for the workbook. I do also have it in the binder, but I kind of like this because everything is just, it's simple for me to grab and pull it right out, right? So it has those little pockets right there. And what I have in the first pocket, and you guys can see my monthly calendar, right? And then I'm tracking my paydays in there. And again, we have our weekly overview. So for whatever I did throughout the week, I wrote those things down. All right. Um, man, I mean, love it. Already for next week, I have a couple things that I know that I needed to put into the schedule based on the monthly view. And how I came up with my full month at a time schedule is I sat down with my daughter. I got her work schedule. I sat down with my husband and I got down all the days that he wants to hit the road to work. He is also, for those that do not know us, and this may be your first time clicking in, welcome. He is also a life insurance agent. He's a manager here with Lincoln Heritage as well. And I check his schedule. When does he want to work out of town? And then I, as the mother, the wife, I put in my schedule around everybody else, right? And so that's why I have a lot of colors on my calendar because then it's easy for me to identify. Red is I'm not working. The light blue, I am working. The other days I'm doing telesales. So I just have everything down for my life. My goals, right? The goals, if you notice, I always have my goals written down. I have them written down so I can see them all the time. I am very old fashioned in that I love to have paper. I want to touch it. I want to write it. When I'm writing it, I'm saying it in my mind and I'm reading it. It's just constantly going through my mind. When I put it in my device, like my husband loves to deal with everything on his cell phone, I am not the same way. It'll go on the cell phone and it will get lost. Okay. If it is not dinging me or giving me an alert or an alarm, I'm missing it. So that is just not my style, but whatever works best for you guys, that is what you want to do. But you want to make sure that you can see your goals all the time. All right. And then those goals need to be broken down. So, like, I'll have in here a goal, and then I'll say, okay, so I'll give you one of my goals. One of my goals is to lose 10 pounds by February 15th, right? Why? Because that's just my goal. And I stepped on the scale a week ago and it was tipping on the other side again. So I lost track. I was not eating clean still. I was doing some things that I have not been doing in a while. I have not been working out all the time like I was. So what happens? You start to pick up the weight again. What else is going to happen, right? So I put in there that I wanted to lose this weight. And then I need to do 30 to 60 minute walk, 30 to 60 minute walks, 5 days out of a week. All right. And so on my little lovely sheet, let me get back to it. I have where I can keep track of that if in fact I did my walking. So right down at the bottom, it has to track my 30 to 60 minute walking, my daily devotion, and my apps per day. Okay. So that way I can look at this and I can say, when I wake up tomorrow, which I've already said, you know what? I need to go ahead and get out and I need to walk. I need to get my walking in. I marked when I worked out, but I need to be consistent with the walking. That is something that I am focusing on. If we want to have 2020 vision, perfect vision this year, we need to be constantly focused on those goals, the steps that we need to take in order to achieve those goals, our decisions every single day, every moment of the day. We have to be clear about that, because if you're not clear, you're never going to hit that target. You're just not. Oh my God, I love 2020. 2020, man. I had the conversation with the family, had the conversation with the kids. Mommy, I'm not spending any money. I am not giving big tips like I did all last year. A lot. We did that a lot last year because I need to be focused. I need to pay attention and have this perfect vision for my household. Excuse me. I'm not rich. Well, I am rich. I'm rich in love and family, um, but I'm not financially rich, right? And so I do not need to be doing that on a regular. I love doing it, but I'm not in that position to do that, right? And so now that I have started to track everything and look at what I've done in the last 12 months by, again, identifying everything that's in your bank statement. And trust me, it is not easy. It is not easy to have perfect vision looking at what you did. I'm going to be the first to say it. It was not easy. I mean, I started getting a little stressed. I'm sitting here and I'm looking and I was like, what in the world am I spending money on? And of course, I know because I don't use cash. I use my card for everything. So everything is itemized and I keep my receipts. So I know, but I don't. It's like, why? Why? Why did I think that was a good idea? And this year, I couldn't blame it on alcohol because I quit drinking at the beginning of the year, right? And I only had a couple glasses of wine for the holiday party and for my holiday party. So that's like, I can't blame it on the alcohol. I just am a giver, but I'm not supposed to give it all, right? And so 2020, just sharing my own personal business, 2020 perfect vision. That means that I have to pay attention to every area of my life in order for me to achieve the goals that I really want to achieve. I need to be able to see clearly. And how do I see clearly? By tracking it. No, you do not have to buy my workbook. Yes, I have one. You do not have to. You can buy anything. You can use a daggone sheet of paper and you can write the things down that I'm about to go over with you, but just do it, right? The point is just take the time and do it. My workbook makes it easy because it's already there. Oh my goodness. And when I tell you, oh, I love it because I was in Walmart, guys, yesterday or day before yesterday. And I literally wrote on like a little one of these stickies. I have tons of these stickies. And I wrote on a sticky to only go in a store for 3 items. I go into a Walmart and what happens in Walmart? You look to the right, you look to the left, I mean, everything is everywhere you want to just buy, right? That is why Walmart is so successful. And I had my sheet and I was like, you know what? Okay. I had to write down the different things that I was studying here trying to buy because this sheet, this 2020 perfect vision sheet that I did email it out to everybody that already has my worksheet. On this sheet, the goal is anytime you feel like buying something, think about, is this a need or a want? Is it a necessity right now or not? Do you have to check your bank account to see if the money is available for this item or not? Do you have to stop and think about, if I buy this, when my next bill is due, am I going to have if you have to do any of those things, it is not a necessity. Do not buy it. Let's get a clear vision on our monies before we go out and start spending. Okay. So this is a clean sheet. I'll put it up there for those that want to copy it. Those that have the workbook received this as well. But it has 2020 perfect vision on here, right? And on here, it has the month and then the week. So if you're on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, you want to put that down. Notice at the top it says weekly spending with a line crossed out because we don't want to spend, we want to save. And then track those things that you want to buy. So, for an example, on the 4th of January, I wanted to go to Subway and buy a sub, some chips, and a drink. That would have been $14. So what I want you to do is mark that down and then log into your bank account, take it from your checking or wherever you were about to pull it from or swipe it from, and move it to the savings account. Move it right now. When you are going to spend the money, move it to the savings account. 97% of us have online banking. Move the money right now. Because guess what? If you were to swipe that card, the money would be gone. But the difference is Walmart would have had the money, Subway would have the money, the shoe store would have the money, everybody else would have the money. Put your money in your savings account and do not touch it. All right. The goal for this is for a lot of individuals that are also working on their credit. This is going to help you save the money that you need to put towards your debt. A lot of people want to pay credit repair companies to repair their credit. I have no bad feelings about credit repair companies at all. I ran a credit restoration company for 7 years. Yes, I did. I understand how the credit system works. I also understand that most credit repair companies, they have you on a monthly membership because of the fact that they are going to only work on one credit bureau at a time. The majority of the companies, one credit bureau at a time. So they'll take 2 or 3 items and dispute it. And the next month, they'll take a couple more on the same credit profile. And that strings you along. And you see little results from month to month, which makes you excited. It makes you want to stay with the program. Okay, so you could do the same thing. You could go ahead and write the letters now on Credit Karma, on all of the online credit monitoring systems. They have it where you can dispute your items electronically, which I'm old school. I do the paper form. I do a certified letter because I want to track it. Because by law, they only have 30 days to respond. And if they do not, then by law, they have to remove those items, whether they are accurate or inaccurate, from your profile. That is the loophole that credit bureaus use. And so they do your disputes several times over and over, hoping that the creditors drop the ball. And then they can hit them with, okay, now you're out of compliance. Now you have to remove it regardless, and you are not able to reinsert it. That's the loophole. Some credit companies are charging $100 to $200 to $300 a month to do that for you. Can you sit down and just do it? Sure, yes. The letters are everywhere. They're everywhere that you could get the dispute letters, right? The instructions are everywhere. Guys, the problem is we don't want to take the time to clean up our mess. We don't want to have perfect vision. We like to just kind of know what's going on. We rather pay somebody and let them deal with it. But even when we are allowing somebody else to clean up our mess, we're not learning. And so if you don't learn, then you're going to end up making the same mistake and you're going to end up being in the same predicament. And guess what? When you have better credit, you have more money. My slogan was better credit is the new money. And I had it everywhere because when you have better credit, you spend less money on interest, you have more cash, you have more money, period. That's just how it works. So I advise you guys to take the time to really get clear on you. Have that 2020 vision for your whole life. Understand what it is going to take in order for you to just take your life to that next level, right? So again, this sheet at the bottom, I have written down for you to put the total that you've saved for that week. And you do this every single week. And at the end of the month, you see how much money you would have spent on things that you know you don't need. And you can take that lump sum and you could pay off a credit card. You could pay down a loan. If you're paying down a loan, you want to pay the principal. So if you're making a double payment on any type of loans, you want to make sure that you are calling that company. Say it's a car note. You want to call them and let them know you are making an additional payment and you want this payment to go to the principal only. That's that interest, right? You want to knock it down. You want to pay the principal so that the interest is going to be cut. All right. Hopefully I said this so you can understand it. But you want the money to go on principal. Cut down what you owe. And then they're not going to be able to put as much on for interest each month. Okay. You can do this yourself. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Credit Karma. I talked about that last week as well. It is a free app. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anybody but myself, right? And the things that I do and create. However, you can download that app to your phone, to your iPad. You can pull it up on the computer, and you want to write down when your items are reporting. All right. So let me show you guys another little shortcut. If you are like me and you have a lot of items that you're paying for, the Q cards, right? The Q cards, they're $1 at the dollar store. You can get a whole bunch of them. What I did is I wrote down, and I know I talked about this last week, but for those that did not catch it this week. I wrote down the creditor. I wrote down how much I'm paying a month. I also wrote when it's reporting to the credit bureaus. All right. Now, LA Fitness is not reporting to the credit. That's my due date. All right. But for the things that are my credit cards, things like that, I know that it's reporting on the 4th. So here's a tip, guys. You have bad credit, right? Okay. And you don't have a credit card. And who knows, you might need a car. You might need or want a credit card. This is one thing that you can do that is kind of manipulating the system. I don't know why that just popped up on my screen. But you can actually manipulate the system. How? I'm going to tell you how. Okay. You ready? Are you guys ready? Are you alive? Are you awake? Let me see something on there like, hello, yes, I'm here. Let me see some comments to make sure you guys are still with me. I see you on here, but I don't see you. You guys still with me? You ready for this major tip? Hit me a yes. Hello. Thank you. I appreciate the prayers for my uncle passing last night. Appreciate that. Where you at? All right, I see you guys. I see you. I know there's a little delay. Okay, cool. All right. So, how you can manipulate your credit bureau temporarily. Temporarily. But as you know, anytime that you are going to, all right, good. I see you guys. I see you. Anytime you are going to try to purchase a car or trying to get a credit card, all of you guys who are life insurance agents or even those individuals who own your own business, one major issue why you may not be able to obtain credit, get a loan from a bank, or try to get a vehicle without a whole bunch of jumping through hoops is because you are putting down that you are self-employed. I know, you're like, but I am. For those that are working with Lincoln Heritage, who's on your direct deposit slips? Lincoln Heritage. If we do not do our work like we are supposed to, can we get fired? I think so. I think we definitely can, right? Okay. And even if you are somebody who has your own business, I want you to think about this for a minute. When you fill out the application, they're asking for your employer, if you are employed, or if you own your business. If you own your business, then it gets down to they want to see your last 2 to 3 tax returns. They want to see your itemized items. And then what they're going to do is they're going to go all the way down from your Schedule C and they're going to deduct all of your deductions and what you made. And that is the dollar amount that they're going to say is your income. You guys know good and daggone well, you write off everything and then some. And that is not the true picture of your income, right? So you're not able to obtain the credit or the loans based on your true income because you're not reporting it as true income because your tax advisor is like, listen, I can save you money. But that's a blessing on that side as far as having to pay the taxes. But on the other side, when you're trying to purchase items, that can hurt you if your credit score is not above the 700, right? So when I bought my truck, and excuse the noise, everybody's starting to come in the house. When I bought my truck and they asked me to fill out the application, I put on the application that I was employed because again, I am. Anytime somebody can fire me for doing something out of compliance, I am working for somebody. All right. I am employed by Lincoln Heritage, but I'm contracted. So what I ended up doing is I took my 1099, my commission statement that we get monthly, and my pay through was the standard. So that is what I get paid every month. And then I told them, and I received commissions as well on top of that because I do. Why did I not have to give them 1099s? Because I said I was employed. I was employed. I work for somebody. That's the first big tip, guys. Stop putting that you are self-employed. Okay. Second thing, how much are you putting down that you make a year? Do you realize that when you fill out an application, no matter where it is, the information that you put on that application is what is being imported into your credit profile? So if you put out there that you make $200,000 a year and you don't, but you put it out there, that is what's going to be populated in your credit profile. That's what helps with your debt to income ratio. Do you ever wonder how they can calculate your debt to income ratio and you never told the credit bureaus how much you make? But you did every time you fill out an application. Okay. So pay attention to what you are putting as how much you make a year on your application. The third thing is going to be how you can boost that credit score like that. All right. So I'm going to use a couple of my cards as an example. All right. So I have Capital One for the 4th of the month. Then I have my First Premier, which I've had for like 10 years. 6th of the month. My Macy's is on the 8th. And I have another First Premier because they liked me and gave me more credit on the 16th. So we'll use those 3 credit cards as an example. Now, 35% of your credit score is credit history. So the credit card that you have that has the longest history, meaning that you've had that card the longest, how can you figure that out? Credit Karma. In your Credit Karma, it's going to tell you when you opened up that credit card. It's going to tell you when your credit card reports to the credit bureaus. It's going to tell you your balance. It's going to tell you your limit, all of that good stuff, right? All of that and then some. And that's in the workbook too that I printed out for you guys. All of that's in there. So you have a, I don't know, 550 credit score. All right. and you have 4 credit cards that are reporting. The easiest way to build your score, to bump your score, is through trade lines. Trade lines are your credit cards, personal loans, car loan is a trade line. Those, every line item that is reported is called a trade line. Okay. And when you have a credit card, say you have a credit card and there's $2,000 limit and you have 1,500 as your balance, you're way over that 30% of that card, way over. And so what happens is now that's dropping your credit score. And your other credit card is close to the limit. It's a $500 limit and you're at 400. You're close to that limit. It drops your score. You guys understand where I'm coming from with that credit? All right. You don't have any extra money. I know. I can hear you guys. I don't have any extra money to be paying anything extra. They're lucky if they're getting the minimum when it's due. This is how most people that know the credit system, that have learned the credit system, get out of that situation when they're ready. Because if you're not ready and you do this, you're just going to mess yourself up again. And don't blame me. I don't have no contract with you. You're just listening. You do this and mess up, don't call me. All right. So you're getting paid. You get paid $2,000 at the beginning of the month. Your first credit card is due on the 4th. It's the 1st. Your credit card is due on the 4th. And that's that credit card that is the $1,500 balance. You literally can take your pay and pay that credit card off. So you would make your payment on the 2nd. You got paid on the 1st. You'd make that payment on the 2nd. It's going to populate through the system. Takes a day. By the 4th, it's paid off. Your credit score jumps. When you check your credit on the 5th, your score is already going to have increased. Your credit score increases all throughout the month. When something's hitting the credit, when payments are updating, when you miss a payment, that stuff is updating all month long. Okay, so now you're like, okay, well, wait a minute, because I done put all this money on my credit card, right? And now I don't have all the money that I need to pay the rest of my bills. I got you. So now it reported. It only reports one time through the course of the month. So now you have that credit card that has available money to be used. Your other credit card is due on the 6th, right? You now can take that credit card and pay the other one off. You're like shifting the money from one card to the next. And the other card is not as much as the first one. So you only owe 400 on the other one. So you're taking that 1,500, you're only putting 400 on there. You still have 1,100 available. But now when that second card reports, what happened? Your score jumps again. You use the credit card for your gas. You use the credit card for your food. You use that credit card for what you needed, right? Now you're coming down to your third credit card. Hopefully you've gotten paid again, especially if you're life insurance agents. You should have been getting paid a few times because now you should be feeling a little less pressure because you have a system. And now you're out working, right? And your credit score is starting to jump. You get to the third one, you do the same thing. Hopefully you've made some money and you can pay that one as a lump sum. Understanding that you are still using that credit card because you already told me you don't have any money. But we're taking that payday and we're making it stretch through the items that are reporting. Now, the third one reported on the 16th of the month. It now hit your credit and it's the 17th. Your score has jumped 3 times through the course of the month. Depending on, again, the length of that credit and how much you've been able to pay on those 3. Now your score should be in the 600s. Now you should be able to go get a personal loan, especially if you're with a credit union. They will be more apt to give you a loan with the low 600s. Okay. And that can help you get out of that snowball effect of having to rob Peter to pay Paul. But that is a way that you can bump your score to help you to get a car real quick, to help you obtain credit, to help you get a personal loan to pay off all those things so that you're not spending a lot of money on interest. Okay. Hope that made sense to you guys. So you can use your credit to pay off your credit to boost your score. Now, for you individuals that you're fine with that, you're making your monthly payments, and you really just want to get out of having all of these bills, right? That's your girl. That's me. So I know I cannot close my credit cards because 35% of my credit score is my credit history. And I have a lot of history. I've had those cards for a long, 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 long time. But what I do know is I have even more credit sitting in those cards. So I kind of have this, and I wrote all over it. This sheet is the financial growth itemized bill sheet in my worksheet that I have. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's clean. That's the clean sheet, right? Put your due date, the creditor, the limit, the balance, the minimum due, and the payment that you made for the month, right? So what I did, 2020, perfect vision, looking at everything. You want to know what the interest rates are on your credit card because that's where we are wasting money. We are also wasting money when we pay a card late. Your late can knock you 30 points down off your credit score if your credit score is high. If it's low, you're not going to really see a difference because you're already in poor credit. And that's where they want you to be anyway. They want you in poor credit because everybody makes more money off of you. Okay. I don't want you in poor credit. Your family does not want you at poor credit. You don't want you at poor credit. It's time to be able to see your money. So you want to write down the cards that have, well, all of the cards. And then you want to write the interest rates. Those credit cards that have the highest interest rates are the ones that you want to attack first. So all the other ones, pay the minimums. Don't use the cards. Just pay down the minimums and attack the card with the highest interest. So I wrote down, you see my bold, I have a serious goal. Going back to the goals, I have a serious goal and it's written down and it's everywhere. I'm using every other deposit to dump it on my credit cards. Every other deposit. Now that's I almost lost you guys. After I've paid my bills. Okay. So, and again, this is in the worksheet, the workbook that a lot of you guys already have. So you know what I'm talking about. But here is the financial growth sheet, the weekly budget. And I put here and then down here, and yet I'm not a slot because it's my real sheet. I have my due dates, what I owe for this week, the limit, the balances, the minimum, all that. And then I have the total that I owe. Yes, I'm working on this too, right? So for this particular week, I owe $3,922.41. Next week, I owe $856.77. Yeah, it's a lot, right? I have a lot of bills. Now, granted, I do pay my mother's bills and I also help my sister, but just these are real numbers, right? These are my real numbers on here. Once I have made enough to pay off my bills, and I'm not paying as soon as I get paid, I'm holding the money until the end of the week. I used to pay everything at the beginning of the month, but I'm using this system also. So I am calculating all the money until the end of the week. And then at the end of that week, I'm paying the bills that are here. And I'm marking them off as I pay them, right? Any other app or advance or pay that I receive after that, one of them is going into the savings account. The other is going to go into my second savings account, which is to pay off debts, the lump sums. My third savings account is for my spending. That's the first sheet that I showed you guys where, tracking what I'm not going to spend, and I'm writing it on the sheet. and then I'm transferring the money right into my savings. So that is what um, I'm doing on that sheet and in that account. So I have several different savings accounts. And I did that because I want to see the difference. So at the end of this month, I will be able to even come on my YouTube and my Facebook and say, guys, look at how much I saved, from all my itemized items. And I'll go through to different things, right? Be transparent and how much I would have wasted in the month of January. That's the month that we're in right now, based on tracking what I'm doing. And it's even like, earlier today I was out and I'm thinking, oh, I can get, and I was like, see, there you go. And I wrote it down and I transferred the little $22 over. Like, stop it. But I've been in a habit of doing what I want and buying what I want and spending where I want. And I shouldn't be spending because I was not having the 2020 perfect vision. I was just cloudy. I was just like, hey, I have a wonderful opportunity with Lincoln Heritage. I get paid very well when I go to work, and I'll just go write more apps and pay for this and pay for that. I am 46 years young. I need to stop it. My retirement fund needs to have all these extra 20s and 10s in there, right? So, yes, getting out of certain vehicles that are costing you a lot of money. Okay. I see my YouTube looks like it might have cut down, but looking at everything, having perfect vision, really looking at these goals, writing them down. Pay attention to your business. I have my agent tracking sheet, right? My agent tracking sheet. Every day when I wake up, I'm looking at what is my lead balance? What is my chargeback balance? What is my DNP or ALP for some other people in different businesses? Your yearly income, production. How many calls did I make? How many doors did I knock on? How many people called me? All of that needs to be tracked. This is a business. If Walmart, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Sunoco, if none of them tracked their business, they would be out of business. We are the same way. And so we have to track it. Track all your activity. And I didn't say I was talking about spiritual, so I won't get into that too much on this call, but even the spiritual sheet that's on here, the spiritual growth, writing the things down and keeping track of that and writing every day. And you can go back, and when you're having a cranky day in the field, and again, no matter in what you do, you can go back and you're like, you know what? All right, today was Corinthians. What did I read on? And get back, get that into your spirit real quick. Like, okay, get back to your goals. What are the goals? Okay, look here. I need $17,000 by April to get this done. I have no time for anybody's negative energy. I have no time for people that don't believe in me. I don't have no time for people that think that I should be doing something different than what I am and what God told me. Like, I don't have any time for that because I have perfect vision right now. And I plan on keeping it. And I plan on trying to help you guys to gain the clarity that you need so that you can live your best life right now. Because it's up to us. It's up to us. God has already told us what we can have, but we have to have faith. We got to believe it, and we have to go to work. We got to do the work. So I'm not just creating things and giving the things to you guys and not implementing them as well. And when I tell you, I was upstairs talking to my husband 2 days back, like, God is good because, yeah, I even needed this. And even after doing this, I found a couple, some more money that I'm able to save by getting clear on what I have, what I'm doing, what's coming out. I cut everything off of I had everything on auto pay. And my reasoning on it was I'm always on the road. I don't want to have to be bothered with making phone calls and writing checks and things like that. Like, I do love the automated system, but I realized that I was abusing the automated system. I was abusing it. I was allowing everything to come through that account. And so I had to switch accounts, right? Close a couple down and just start all over. And the only thing that I have automatically coming out of my bank account is my life insurance and the life insurance for my family. That's it. Everything else, I am literally going to touch. I'm going to see what I'm doing. I'm going to have control of when I'm paying it. And thank God for that, because I saw one of my creditors that my daughter's braces, they take $160 a month. They just tried to get a double payment. Now, that could mess somebody up. Two payments of 160 in 1 month, and you're only supposed to take one. And so they called me and they're like, oh, well, um, we tried to take a payment and your account seems to be closed. I said, I already paid you this month. And they were like, oh. And I was like, yeah, that's why I cut all that off. Before I didn't pay it any attention, and I did. I seen it through my bank statements. When I printed everything out, I was able to see several different creditors double dipping, and I didn't even know it because I wasn't clear. I wasn't watching it. I didn't pay attention to it. And so here we are in 2020. Clear vision in 2020. Perfect vision. You have to be very, very clear on what it is that you want. And that is going to help you, whatever those goals are, whether they are financial, whether they're for the family, whether they're spiritual, whether they're, physical, emotional, whatever those goals are, you need to be very clear about them. Put them down. Talk about them all the time. If you have somebody that is around you that is just yucking your yum, meaning that they are trying to shut you down on the blessings that you have and the positive energy that you have, honey, run, get away from them. Do not allow somebody to make you doubt what you know you are supposed to have. All right. So that's it. Get these goals. Be very clear about your goals. Write them down. Don't just create your vision board, but put those things down and put the bite sizes as to what you need to do on a daily basis in order for you to hit that goal, right? It's a daily goal. Looking at that credit, guys, understanding if you are looking to build your score, which all of us should be, because that score is running our lives right now. It is money. Your credit score is your money. Get that and understand when those creditors are reporting so that you know who needs to get paid first, second, and third, right? And then the utility bills get paid because none of those are reporting to your credit. All this other stuff is. And these things are killing you. They're killing you in interest. They're killing your pockets. So get that credit in order. Get it in order. And then your schedule. Getting things down, your whole schedule, your life, get it down so that you are clear. You have perfect vision in your schedule. You know where you're going. You know what you're doing. There's not too much that's going to throw you off. Thank God, today, uncle and my mother's in the hospital, my aunt's in the hospital, and I had to run, and take care of my mom because she's the one that takes care of everybody, and she can't right now. Thank God that it was today because I was able to run without having to have that, oh my God, I'm supposed to be on a call tonight. I need to do this. And I had a little bit of that. So I called my husband. I said, well, if need be, can you pick mom up from the hospital if she's able to get on discharge today? But they didn't let her go. So she's still in the hospital. And I didn't have to worry about that. Right. But I had the schedule. And when I'm clear, even if today was not a day off and I needed to move something around, I know what to move around because I can see my life for the month, the life of my family. Okay? Clear, perfect vision is going to give you clarity for you to see where you're going. I think, okay, I think Raheem just put me on because I'm hearing myself echoing. But it's going to help you to see where you're going, right? And we need to see where we're going. If we want to go anywhere, we need to have perfect vision. My daughter, she's getting her contacts, right? We just went to the eye doctor and she said, all this time I really didn't realize how blind I was until she was able to see. I thought I was doing really good. I mean, I was doing pretty good, right? All year I thought I was doing really good. I could be doing so much better. So much better when I am having clear vision and I am looking at what has been going on. I am like, I told my husband, I said, you know what? Based on what I can see from all of my activity in front of me and the plan that I put down, the goals that I set, and how I'm going to achieve those goals, small bite-sized goals, in the next 3 months, I'll be able to add another $516 to the savings a month. And in April, let me just go back to my sheet. April, it's going to go up. No, that's in May. In May, it's going to go up another $545 that I will be able to save. That meaning I'm no longer spending on a month-to-month basis because certain things are going to be paid off, and these are like loans that I have. So they're not credit cards; they're loans. So they're going to be gone, and I will not have to worry about making those payments anymore. And I hit my big goal, which is for my vehicle. Come July, I will save $975 additional. I don't know about you, but that gives me life. That gives me a whole lot of life when I can see where I'm going and I can see what I need to do. And so when I'm in the store and I see something, because I have this in the car with me constantly and I'm looking at this, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. My husband wanted to get a few things for the house. I was like, no, I'm not doing anything. I am not doing anything. I am sticking to this because we don't need anything. As far as I'm concerned, it is not a priority for anything right now but food. And we have that. So I am sticking to this because I need to get out of a lot of the things that I have gotten myself into over the years that I'm able to put lump sums on if I go to work, right? I have not been in the field full time in, heck, 2 years, easy. I'm excited to go to work, y'all. Like I was like, I'm out. I've been working all week. I have my days that are off so that I can do my university and I can do my YouTube because I love it. That's my hobby. That is what I enjoy. God has given me the gift to be able to create things, and this is my this is my comfort. It blesses other people, and it's not about the 10 or 15 or $20 that you guys pay for these items. You should pay for it. Things you're buying it anywhere else, right? But this is my passion. It's my everything, right? To inspire, motivate, and encourage people to live their best life and give you the tools that are necessary. My husband just bought a journal also. We buy our planners every year. And last week I shared with you, my planner was late. And so I created my planner, which was everything that I needed and most people need that are on the same path that I'm on, getting their mind organized, getting their life organized, tracking the things that they need, which isn't in the planner that I paid $35 for. Well, my husband just came in and he was like, they don't even have the one sheet that he was looking for, in there. And he spent $30, $40 for that planner. And we just laughed. And it's like, well, you just print out a sheet and just put it in there, right? Guys, 2020 perfect vision is 100% up to you. You could continue to walk around blind and not want to take the hour or 2 or 3 hours like it took me to get clear, like really get clear on what you have done and what you need to do. Guys, living in full expectation, never ending opportunities with them. Living your best life now. We can do it. We can do it. Don't have me be the only one at the end of the month talking about I was able to save, an extra $200 or $300 because I didn't go buy them Doritos and Pepsi, right? Every other day. Or those Oreos that we don't need, right? All right, so David has a question. Any comments or questions, guys, go ahead and post them up right now as we are getting ready to go to our close. David said, do you have a daily self-talk or are you able to make it available? Private is fine. Well, David, on my the spiritual sheet, it's kind of the daily self-talk, because on there, I have your date, the time that you wake up, your mood when you wake up, and then it's what did you read, any type of motivational things. I do have the um, affirmations within the workbook as well. But then what did you learn from the reading or the motivation, as well as how it made you feel. So you on here, it has your personal notes for you to write out. And that's what I have on this sheet. That's this sheet right here. And I keep track, and I just printed out for 7 pages for the week. And then I keep it in this binder. So every day I'm sitting down and I'm going through this, and I'm writing it down. So I'm, reminding myself, and I'm journaling because I like to journal because it just helps me throughout the course of the day. Right. So that is what I have. So I guess I can say, yeah, yeah, that falls in that category. Any other questions? Any other comments? It's so crazy. I can hear me as a delay upstairs. All right, guys, going once. Did this information help anybody? Let me know. Did this information help anybody on the call today? Talking about our 2020 perfect vision, our credit, the tips that I gave you guys. Did you know about those things that you can do, or even thought about, manipulating that system like that? I'll give it a minute because I know that this thing is slow. I don't want to mess it up. All right, I see the hearts and the likes and the loves. Okay, David, you're welcome. Send me an email too. So because once, unfortunately, whenever I end the lives, the messages go away. I wish they could keep them here. That would be nice, but they're not. So I don't get to see them. So if you need anything specific, email me, bosseslifenow@gmail.com. And I'll put my email on here again. For those that do not have my email, now you can be connected as well. You can join my email list, and that is text, if I can spell, life now to 22828. That'll get you on everybody on my Facebook page. You guys are already on my email list, so I don't need to put that over there for you guys. But everybody else, it is there. If in fact you want to learn more about the workbook, it's on my website. It's on the it's on the ChristineAustinL.com website. Like everything's usually on my website. I try to update that now more often. But guys, get your notebook, get whatever it is that you need to get, and get clarity on 2020. Let's have this perfect vision. Let's look and be okay with what we have to start with, so that we are excited and ecstatic at the end of the year of all the things that we have accomplished through this year. It's the beginning of the year, y'all. We can make a lot of changes. It's up to us. All right. I'm going to scroll through, make sure that there's nothing else that I missed. All right. I don't think I missed anybody. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? On YouTube is saying it cannot connect the chat. Sorry, guys. If you have any questions or comments, send me an email, bosseslifenow@gmail.com. I just noticed that on the YouTube. Sorry. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Can't control YouTube. They do what they want to do. Can't control Facebook. Sometimes they do what they want to do. Every now and then it's the Facebook that's messed up. And today it looks like it's my YouTube. But I'm out of here. Guys, I'm gonna go tear up some good food. I'm gonna call and check on my mama. And I'm getting ready for tomorrow because I'm hitting the road. 2020, perfect vision. It's up to you. What are you going to do different? What are you going to do different? Let me know. Share it with me. You can share it on the video. At the end of the video, you can share it via my email. Let me know what you want to do different this year. It is up to you. Let's stop talking about what we're going to do and actually put it down and do it, right? Let's get it done. So now I'm done. Peace out. Peace out. Appreciate you.